Hello guys and welcome back in another video. I know I took so long to make it, but I was really busy doing this project. Not this video, this is not the project that I'm working on, some work project and a university project. So yes, I'm back and I'm ready to make some cool engines. I have seen some requests, but not all of them are available in automation yet. But I also saw a Volvo engine, an inline 4 engine. I searched the internet, but the specs of it are not really available. If someone can know the specs for the B24FT Volvo engine, please write me in the comment section and tell me what are the correct specs for it. You know, the bore and stroke, the power, the torque, the boost, and the kind of fuel it uses and the materials of this engine, of that engine. So in this video I'm gonna see how how much power a regular crappy 1.6 liter, or not 1.6, 1.4 liter inline 4 can make. Let's see if we took, for example, a crappy Hyundai engine or a small Toyota inline 4 engine and see a modern inline 4, not the classic legendary ones, a modern one. Let's see how well can we push it to the max. Let's start with some basic stuff. Inline 4 aluminium. Let's, for example, I'm gonna make a 1.4 engine. I have to make it like the real deal, which the bore and stroke should not be that much far behind, because the modern engines are more they are more focused on torque than power. So they always make the stroke a bit higher than the bore, so they can make higher torque without the without risking of high revving engine, because most of the modern engine these days only rev up to 6,000 7,000 rpm. That's it, no more. That's what the ECU is programmed by the factory. So let's try and see how much we can push this little puppy. So let's see, dual overhead camshaft with 4 valves per cylinder, aluminium again, VVL, yes, because of course it has a VVL because it's a crappy engine. Let's see, a cast iron, cast. I want to push the stock engine. I don't want to put forged internals or make this engine 1,000,000 horsepower. I'm gonna see how much this engine is capable of. Let's see, if it was a naturally aspirated direct fuel injection cast, with VVL and VV. Let's see if I programmed it, if I grabbed a programmer and connected it to the OBD2 port, and I played with the ignition timing, the fuel, and that's it. Let's see how much we can, and let's see if I changed maybe the camshafts, change the headers, and we are gonna go with all the steps, but without changing the internals. Right, keep that in mind. Let's see, plus 2 just to start. The compression ratio should be 9.5 to 1, or let's make it 10.1 to 1. The cam profile should be really low because it's a city engine, and this one should be around 50. DVT for all cams, plus 2 again, not turbocharger, direct fuel, single standard 91 octane. Let's start with a 13.7, which is a healthy factory fuel mixture, and let's start with the English time 50, 6,000 as a stock car, plus 1 here, and not cast log because I really hate it, short cast, which is good for these crappy engines. Right, 3-way reverse flow, straight through, plus 2. As you can see, this engine makes a modern 87 horsepower. Let's hear no, actually the exhaust side is not correct. Right, so we have 99 horsepower. Let's hear how this engine sounds. Right, so the engine is sounding really good as a stock engine, you know, stock inline 4 engine. Let's see, as a cheap mod that everyone that wants power will do to these engines. Let's see if you have a small hatchback or a small sedan, an eco sedan, and you want, you know, to get bigger bang, you know, you want a better performance for your engine. What is the first mod you do? The first mod, of course, you have to do is buy a chip tuner, or we call them a tune for an engine, or maybe take your car to a dyno and they can tune it for you. So what are they gonna change is the ignition timing and the fuel mixture. Let's see how much we can push the ignition timing to make more horsepower. I remember we started with 99 horsepower and now we are going up, yes, 104 horsepower. Now that is modern. Let's see how it was before. It was 199 with 94. Now it's 99, 104 and 98 pound-feet of torque, which is a great significant for this for the same engine with just a higher or a more advanced timing. Let's see how it sound. It should sound the same, but you know, let's check it. Right, so the engine basically sounds the same, but now with bigger bang and much more power. So what do you think the second mod is? I mean, now we are getting more bang from this engine using the same fuel, 91 octane. I'm not using 95. We gained a better response from the throttle and more power and more torque, as you saw. What should we do now? You know, a tuner or someone that wants more power from this engine will change the exhaust system. For a start, this is the shortcast header that all cheap economy cars use these days. They never use the log because it's crappy, so use this shortcast because it's reliable and also it will not cost the factory so much, and it works perfectly. The airflow of it is perfect for these engines. Let's see if I want to make more power from this engine after I tuned it with a chip or with a tuner. I'm gonna change the exhaust system, which includes better header. Let's see, the tubular. I mean, most cheap aftermarket, not cheap, not most aftermarket exhaust comes with tubular. But let's see if I want to make a long tubular. This is a custom one. But let's start with a cheap aftermarket one, or regular aftermarket. Now, as you can see here, we started at 99 horsepower, then 104, and now 107 with just a header and a tune. And let's see, now we will not gain any more. Actually, we'll lose horsepower if you put a bigger diameter exhaust. So only the header. And let's see if you want, no, actually you should keep the mufflers. Yes, and let's see, you change the headers and you put a better catalytic converter, which is awesome, which also has a good quality, +2. Let's see how this engine will sound now. This engine should sound louder, yeah, a little bit louder, because the header is now different. Now, as you heard, the engine sounds really better because of the of the the exhaust header, and now it's perfect. Let's see now what is the next step. Actually, sometimes when you bolt on these parts, as you can see here, you will lose weight, so the engine will get lighter because these components are better. Now, as you saw here, we gained a better performance with the tubular that comes with a exhaust kits like the Magnaflow and Borla, yes, and these companies that makes these kits. Let's see if you want a custom long tubular engine. Let's see if you took your car to an expert, a professional welder or a fabricator, and he made you the best exhaust header you can ever want in your life, which is the long tubular. As you can see now, we have moved from 107 horsepower to 111 horsepower, and we have lost a little bit of weight, so now the car is lighter actually, and we gain more fuel efficiency. And yes, the emissions are crappier, but no one cares. And yes, in the car now materials, no, don't worry about this because these are aftermarket parts, and the car now will sound louder. Yeah, let's see how this beast will sound now. Right, the engine now sounds more loud and more aggressive, and everything is perfectly working as you saw. So the next thing that we should do right now, or everyone love to do, is changing the intake system. Yeah, I mean, most of you guys try to install a cold air intake or performance intake. These good stuff. These most of you start. Most of us car lovers or car tuners love to start with the intake first and then the exhaust. But I prefer the exhaust first because the intake sometimes will not work, or you will lose power sometimes if the intake wasn't installed correctly. So I prefer starting with the exhaust, the headers for a start. If you have a cast log, which is the worst header you can ever have in your life, immediately should change it to a tubular, or at least a cheap short cast one, because it will have better airflow, better fuel economy, and the engine will gain more higher horsepower and better torque. Now the next step that you all been waiting for, which is the intake. Selecting a performance intake in this game, or in this game, it's not only a fuel filter. It's not only an air filter that you have to change. They will change the whole intake system. A better intake manifold, a better throttle body, and a better air intake system with a high airflow filter. As you can see here, right? As you can see, the intake manifold has changed significantly, and the throttle body is different, and the intake or the air box is now, the shape of it is weird, and it will suck more air in, but it will still be cold air intake like the stock standard one. Let's see how much we gained. We have gained only, not that much, 1 horsepower and 1 pound-feet of torque. I mean, yes, it's an expensive mod if you want to buy a full kit. I mean, and as you saw here, we have changed the the intake manifold. The manifold is an expensive thing, and now the engine will look better and better, and definitely it will sound better. Let's see what's different here. Now the engine is using less fuel, and yes, it will cost more to service it. And the engine requires more cooling because yes, now we have have more horsepower than stock, and yes, it's louder. Everyone love a loud engine sometimes. Let's hear it. I'm getting itch to hear it. Let's see. Right, let's hear it now. So far so good. I mean, we started with 99 horsepower and now we have 112 from the same piston, the same camshaft and the same everything. We just changed the intake and the exhaust and we played with the ECU tune. Let's see, you want to push your engine to the next level. You want your engine to be, the best. You don't want anyone to have an engine like yours. You will stand in the stoplight and another car like you with the same engine that producing 99 horsepower, and you want to show him that you have spent your hard-earned money to make your engine better perform than he is and burn less fuel also. Remember, here we are burning less fuel than before. Right, so what is the next mod you think? What is the next mod you think? For me, at this point, I will prefer changing the camshaft. If I want to make a better performance engine, I would change the camshaft, and I would start using 95 octane fuel, because changing the camshaft, especially the VVT ones and the VVL ones, actually not the VVT, the VVL ones requires, if you want to change the size of them and the VVL profile, you need to use higher octane, because or the engine will start knocking as hell. First of all, I'm gonna use a bigger camshaft as a standard camshaft, a bigger one. As you can see here, we will gain a better fuel efficiency. That's first. That's okay. I like fuel efficiency, even if I'm gonna risk the smoothness. I don't care. I want more fuel efficiency from my sporty engine, because I don't want to stop always and refill it. And now the VVL profile, this is where the magic happens. This is like a VTEC, or this is the profile that will produce the bang. I'm gonna ask for the highest VVL profile that the engine can really make. As you can see here, at 74, the torque will keep on up to 6,000 RPM. With the power, that means the torque and the power will go up together to the full, and that is awesome. I mean, yes, if we decrease it, we gain a better fuel efficiency, but also I want power. I'm not here to play 102. Awesome. No, and then 122. Yes, 122 and 107 pound-feet of torque. As you can see, yes, we have lost a little bit of fuel efficiency, but let's see here, if I can fix it here with a smaller camshaft. Yes, now we are back on the track, guys. We gained a better smoothness and a better fuel efficiency, and as you can see here, this is the regular camshaft working, and this is here the VVL profile will bang on. I mean, yes, let's see here. This is not a losing of power. Yes, you will lose a bit of torque here. Yes, as you can see, but the power is still going. Let's see if I can fix that. If you want the engine to perform. No, I'm gonna have to decrease it. No, I want the highest horsepower. I don't care about the curve. The curve is good. It's looking great. Nothing bad about it. Yes, a bigger camshaft, no problem. Now the curve is going. Curve will go great, as you can see here. Let's see if I think. Yes, like that. Right. Now, as you can see, the curve will start smoothly and then bang and up we go. Right. Yes. Now that's perfect. Think. Yes. Now the curve is right like that. So. Yeah, okay, the curve now is good. Now we are using a semi-sporty regular camshaft with a semi-racing VVR profile, which is awesome. Nice. Now that's nice. As you can see, we don't have to use 95 octane, but I prefer at this point, because I want to put more ignition in the car. And let's see, we have changed the camshaft, so they should be better than the stock ones. So let's push it to +5. Yes, because they are now aftermarket. Look at the power difference. Wow. Remember, we have started with 99 horsepower. Yes, we have changed the camshaft, of course. Now let's get back to the tuner again. And the tuner, let's see now, the dyno man at the dyno cell, he told me this engine can rev higher. Right, so let's program the ECU to rev up to 7,800, which is, or 7,700. That's the best this engine can do, because I don't want to get nearer the piston limit. And let's increase the ignition timing fully on. Now that is a magnificent looking curve. Remember, we have started with 99 horsepower. So far we have gained, let's see, 43 horsepower. Wow. And yes, look at here, look at this one. Then going to the muffler shop and ordering a straight through muffler and deleting the second one. You don't need the second muffler. No, not both. Keep one. Yes, keep one, delete the other one. Yes. And maybe changing the diameter of the exhaust a little bit smaller. We gained more torque like this. So we have we have started with 99 horsepower. Now we have 146 horsepower. So 47 horsepower increase. Wow, what a beast. Yes, of course, with a higher quality because it's an aftermarket one. Right, and let's see. Awesome, everything is awesome. Let's hear it now after all these modifications, guys. 47 horsepower. Engine now is sounding perfectly. It was a crappy economy, slow 99 horsepower engine, and now your car is now flying with this engine. And have you heard the sound of it? It sounds like a rally car. Everyone will hear you coming, and everyone will just move away from this magnificent sound. Wow, this engine is perfectly tuned so far. Let's see now. You have now enjoying the horsepower for a long time, but you are starting to get really boring with the horsepower, and you want more from your 4-cylinder engine, from your 1.4 liter, like my milk jar actually. All right, you want more. You have been saving and saving and saving. What is the next mod you want to do? Changing, of course, the intake system. Why are you using a single throttle body? Give it a throttle body per cylinder setup. And look at the difference, guys. Look at the difference. 8 more horsepower. 8 more horsepower and 2 pound-feet of torque. Look at that. With a carbon fiber, intake manifold system, and you will love it, and your car will look amazing. Just raise the hood or raise the bonnet, as they call them. I don't know, raise the bonnet or the hood, and look at that beautiful carbon fiber intake manifold. Wow. I want to hear it. And look at the difference in the throttle responsive. 61 and now 71.8, and the engine is lighter because of carbon fiber, of course. I mean, the car is getting lighter, and the car is getting faster and more powerful and more aggressive. Let's hear it, guys. And of course, because it's a aftermarket carbon fiber, it has to be a better. Of course, you have to change also the fuel injectors for high flow ones, and better ones. You cannot just change the intake system and keep using the stock injectors. You have to replace the stock injectors with the better ones. So +5, because everything is aftermarket here, and everything is aftermarket here, and everything is aftermarket on the top also. But the bottom end is still completely stock. Now let's hear it again. The power curve and everything is perfect in this engine. You have been dominating, showing everyone your small hatchback, what can it do. It can kick every small car's ass around the block on the stoplights. You are just dominating. Of course, you have to change your tires, upgrading your suspension and brakes. You're not just upgrading the engine alone, because that would be really stupid, because a powerful engine with a crappy brakes, that's a suicide recipe. Right? You have been enjoying your engine, and you want something better. You want to fully on release all the gases from the exhaust. What is the next mod you think you will do? Do you think we will go on eBay and order a better exhaust header? No, you have to go to a super professional fabricator, a legend fabricator, and ask him to make you a super high flow racing tubular header. And just look at the difference right now. Wow, look at that. Who knew that this horsepower is still hidden inside? 7 more horsepower and 1 pound-feet of torque, and look at the shape of it. Now it will look amazing with the carbon fiber. And let's see if we want to play with the exhaust a little. Yes, and increase the size of the exhaust too. And let's see. There's no benefit of removing the muffler. Just increase the exhaust diameter and the better fabricated exhaust header. Of course, it's a handmade one, so it will be +7. As you can see here, the engine is super light right now, and it's reliable because a better exhaust manifold, and yes, it's louder. It's loud and it's perfect. And oh, look at the emissions are better because a better Cadillac converter, of course. Right, let's hear it. I cannot wait to hear it. Wow, the engine is running perfectly, and we are still using the stock bottom end. I'm not using a different bottom end, the same pistons. What the hell is this one? This is a new reset camera button. Yes, because they released a new update. As you can see here, Yes, as you can see here, this is the same stock cast pistons, cast connecting rods, and cast crankshaft. Yes, these are perfectly stock, and as you can see here, we are making so much huge horsepower than stock one. Right now, you have been running this engine and you have think, yes, I want to push this engine to the next level. I want to make this engine fly. What do you think the next step will be? We have changed all the exterior. Now let's make it a super engine from the inside. You have went to the machine shop. You have asked for a billet steel crankshaft. You want this engine to fly. You want this engine to rev to the moon. You have asked for a let's stick billet steel. You want a titanium connecting rods. You want this engine to fly. And then you ask for a lightweight forged camshaft on the inside. And these will cost a lot, and yes, they will be super high quality. And then you have stick all the parts in, of course, and the new pistons should have a super high compression ratio. Let's say 11.8 to 1, for example. 11.8 to 1, yes. And you're gonna push more fuel in a little bit and push the RPM limit. Let's see the camshaft. Of course, you have to invest in a better camshaft so you can rev to the moon with them, because the camshaft before cannot rev like that high. And also, if you are investing in a better internals, you should also change your head, your cylinder head. You just change it to a 5 valves per cylinder, yes, and let's see here, and a super racing camshaft without a VVL, of course. And that should be around +10, because you have changed everything to the best quality on the market. And let's see, we have, yes, that's perfect like that. Right, and the exhaust, of course you have to make the exhaust bigger because of more horsepower. No, you don't have to remove it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, behold the new beast. Remember, we have started with 99 horsepower, and by hard-working money and by the best components on the aftermarket shelves, we have transformed this beast from 99 horsepower up to 202 racing horsepower. Now let's hear it. Right guys, the engine is running perfectly right now. It's a semi-racing engine. I'm not gonna make it a racing engine because I want to keep it reliable, because it has 81.2 reliability, and if I completely put a racing intake manifold with no air filter, the reliability will drop, because this engine, after you spend all your hard earning money on it, you are gonna take it to the track You're gonna maybe drag racing with it, and also you want to use it as a daily engine, even if it has a titanium in rods or billet steel crankshaft. You're gonna use it as a daily engine. And this engine, as you can see here, yes, it will keep on saving fuel. It doesn't have a bad fuel efficiency, and you are proud with this engine. You have spent so much money on it, and you want to show everyone that you always take care of it. The best oils, the best filters, and the best everything to keep on this legendary engine working. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is how to tune your engine to perfect figures and automation. Remember guys, we have started with a 1.4 liter engine with an aluminium block and aluminium head materials, and we went step behind step, to make this engine better, step by step. Start from the exhaust, the intake, the camshaft, then the exhaust again, then the intake again, and then the internals, and RPM and everything. And now we have a small beast that I'm gonna call it 1.4 liter demon 4-cylinder 100 horsepower. Yes, that's perfect for it. Fully armed plus 10. I mean, not all parts are plus 10. Remember, the fuel system is plus 5. I mean, if I'm to make it a little bit better, plus 7 and use 91 octane fuel. All this power and look at the compression ratio, 11.81, and yes, we are using a 91 octane, the cheapest octane on the market these days. With this cool engine, I mean, you will show your friends, any car enthusiast, and you will tell him, yes, my engine is a racing engine with a street engine with good reliability, and it will save fuel, and I'm running on 91 octane fuel. I don't need to buy an expensive fuel or racing fuel to run it. Why? Because it's a naturally aspirated engine, baby. That's how we play. I mean, yes, we can put a turbocharger on it, but that will be another video. In another video, I'm gonna show you guys how to tune an economic inline 4 1.4 liter turbocharged engine to make it produce the most amount of horsepower of it without using an expensive fuel. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more of this series. I thought of it today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, which is I'm gonna call this series turning a reliable, slow, boring engine into a tuner dream engine. Thank you so much guys for watching. I will see you in another video later, and bye bye.